Together we are but first coffee. Susie's just our host, but what matters most is we are a team. Together we are all safe here, and so are you. Among friends and mods we are safe. We talk about trauma, break down drama of life, death, happy or sad, even mad. We discuss it all here. Together we will thrive, not just survive. We will dry each other's tears, celebrate big or small wins, and chase away the fears. Together we fight cults or fight addictions. If not with experience, with love, and we don't judge. Please understand, this is a safe place to land. Please understand, you're not alone. This is a safe place to land. Together we thrive, not just survive. We will dry each other's tears, celebrate big or small wins, and chase away the fears. Because we are but first coffee, and Susie welcomes us all here. Together we are but first coffee, and Susie.
Y'all, nothing like forgetting to add yourself to the stage, right? I also checked. Oh, and look, my name is wrong. Let's see here. Can I edit that? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, we can. Hold on. I'm going to fix it while nobody's here. Hardly. Susie. Okay. And we just don't even need that one. So sorry about that, y'all. Well, Julia and Jan are here. So yeah, the countdown continues, right? I've got my ears on again, y'all. Yeah, today is Vlogmas number 16, and I'm kind of excited about it. And I don't know why we need some people here to tell us their pet, their sorry, I can't talk, their pet chaos, right? So Julia, have you or Jersey, either one of you, got any like chaotic holiday pet stories to tell us? We're trying to get some. Oh, it says there's quite a few people in here though. So y'all come on and talk. We're gonna want your input. This is the time to not just lurk. Oh well, goodness, like 9 people just went by. Makes that countdown uh mean a little something different, right? We're counting down on viewers for this one. So anyway, I am here. It's an early time because I am excited. Tonight we're gonna have a live talk with my good friend Jersey Jan. She's also a mod, y'all, and yep, she still has her wrench, but she's gonna be on the screen with us tonight, and she happens to be one of my very few, actually, Jewish friends. And so, I kind of roped her into coming on and telling us all about her Jewish upbringing and Hanukkah and just, all that. I have been lighting a menorah for Jan. Tonight will be the third. So, the third candle. So, I hope I'm doing it right. I have read up on it and I think I am. So, we can sure hope. So, anyway, yeah. Welcome to Vlogmas number 16. And tonight's topic, or today, I guess it's actually still daylight outside, which is weird for me. Aw, no problem, Jan. I just thought it would be, I don't know, I'm very interested as far as just I have so much interest in all kinds of different religions and how they celebrate different things and everything. So anyway, I told Mark, I said, well, I'm just gonna get a little one. So I just bought a little one and I'm enjoying it. And I mean, I don't know how to do the prayer and all that. And I wouldn't anyway, because I'm afraid that that would be, for me to do it while, lighting the manure and everything. I just feel like it would be wrong. I don't know. But tonight, John, Hockey Town John, y'all, is going to read the prayer for us, but in English, not in not in Hebrew, because he said that his it wasn't good enough. So he didn't want to, insult anybody, but he's going to do it in English. So yeah, we have a little excitement going on tonight. Yeah. So if I look crazy, y'all, this is because I am trying to remember that this is fun and everything, not Vlogmas, y'all. Christmas shopping. I looked up and I am like, I have got what, a little over a week. I am always finished with my Christmas shopping by December 1st. Sometimes before Thanksgiving, everything. Mark and I usually go out the week of Christmas or the weekend before or whatever, and we will, look at lights and we'll have dinner and we'll do a little bit of shopping, like, little last minute things. But if I don't hurry up, I'm going to be doing actual shopping. So I'm going to go over between, well, probably not. I probably won't have time. But anyway, sometime today, I'm going to be like knocking on Megan's door saying, okay, I still need your list, the boys, there's 2 boys, the boys' list, and one thing for Veta, or else I'm just gonna go rogue and just go buy everything just off the top of my head. So, I mean, I really like to try to get them what they actually want or need, so, yeah. So, I've been Christmas shopping all day, and I did manage to get, um I think I am now, I need to just look, but I think I'm finished with the other daughter and her kids. I got Mark's, I got my dad's, I got Mark's mom, I got my nephew that I do buy for him. He lost, my sister was his mother, and he lost his mother when he was 2, back in 1996, and so I've always kind of felt like a little more than an aunt, but not quite a mom where he's concerned, but I always make sure I buy him something. And then just not very long ago, he lost his dad, y'all. Very young, unexpectedly, not an accident or anything. It was a health issue, but it was just one of those things that just like, I think that maybe he had an idea and he just kept it under wraps. Seems like something he might do. You know how men are sometimes, to their detriment, right? So, anyway, yeah, I always try to get him a little something, and then so I think I'm trying to think, oh my gosh, I've got the 2 that are, we do this, this, like a naughty Santa kinda thing, or dirty Santa thing. I like naughty better than dirty, but anyway, so we do this naughty Santa at Mark's mom's house, and I've got those. I did buy both of his sisters something this year just because I happened on stuff that I thought they would both like. We don't generally exchange gifts like that, but it seems like they always buy us something, and so I've been kind of trying to buy them something too. This year they're going to be surprised because I always do. I'm the one in the dirty or naughty Santa gifts. Mark and I both take one, and I'm the one that has the gag gifts. And so they're gonna come to expect that my gifts will be the gag gifts and that they're gonna be in big Christmas bags. Nope, this year I'm gonna wrap them in boxes with pretty bows and wrapping and everything, and they're not gag gifts. They're actually stuff that I wanted. So, if I end up with it or Mark ends up with it, if he ends up with it, I'm gonna be like, "Don't you dare. Don't you try to trade that." So, because both of them are stuff that I would like, so anyway, one of them's kind of a thing of just, like, stuff to keep you busy, jigsaw puzzles, games, that kinda stuff, and then the other one is, a bunch of dog stuff, like toys and treats and all that. Because every single person there is absolutely dog obsessed except for his mom, and she doesn't generally get in the dirty Santa or naughty Santa deal. Sometimes she will. She buys extra gifts in case somebody doesn't show up, so sometimes she gets into, but anyway, she'll fuss and gripe because she doesn't want us to buy her gifts. So what I did was I bought her just like several small gifts instead of like one giant gift. Oh, I also bought for my uncle and my aunt. And I've already got the other aunts and uncles and cousins that I do buy for because I don't buy for everybody. Good Lord, that would be crazy. But I do buy for the aunt and uncle that live here just on the same property as us, and I buy for the aunt and uncle that we went to visit in South Dakota, and I buy for because they buy for us too. And then I buy for both of their daughters, and then the one son-in-law, because the other one's divorced, and then the one grandchild that they have. So his name is Snowden, and I just love that kid. He is adorable. He's getting so grown though. I wish we lived closer because I could really like I could really teach that kid some mischief. We could have fun. Let's just put it that way because I think that he's ornery and he's incredibly, incredibly smart. So he would he would love some of the crap I would teach him to do. And I always get him like joke books or magic trick books or it's usually like books now because he's at that in between age where he's not really into toys, but he's not like a, quite a teenager yet. He's like right there. He's preteen, but anyway, I don't guess y'all even care about who all I buy for, and I don't spend tons. So don't be like, I can't believe you spend. I spend way too much. But what we do is Mark, he gets a Christmas bonus every year, and it used to be quite large, several $1,000 actually. And now it's not. It's a few less than five. Well, when he gets it, it's more than five, but by the time he gets it, it's less because they take taxes out. But anyway, we always use that. And yeah, we use that and buy our gifts and we're talking about maybe taking a weekend and going somewhere, like, we might even do it, like, over New Year's if the weather's not bad. I mean, like, going somewhere this year would look like going to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, or something like that. We're not talking about, like, a flight because I can't afford that right now. But, and I have to get one of those real IDs or a passport because I can't even fly till I get that. But which, I mean, you can get the real ID fast, but you know what I mean. I'm procrastinating. But so anyway, but I am just really, really, really I'm gonna now that I'm about to get all the Christmas done, I'm putting sorry guys, but the mods that live in Canada, your gifts are going in the mail tomorrow. I'm gonna ship them as fast as I can. I already did get the mods that live in the States. Oh, some of theirs are actually delivering today and tomorrow. So, oh man, it's been crazy. But after today, I've got all my Christmas cards ready, so if any of y'all want Christmas cards that are made by me, you better get me those addresses tonight. Because other than that, you're probably gonna get them late. I do save a few cards back for anybody that I get one that I was like, "Oh, crap, I didn't send them one." So, yeah, feel free to send me the address because I will send you one. I'm just saying it. It might be after Christmas with the way the delivery stuff's going before you get it. So, anyway, is that all the crap I needed to like, I feel so hyper. I've put down the caffeine for the rest of the day, and I'm drinking some peppermint tea in what's supposed to be my hot chocolate mug. I got 2 of these so that me and Veta can can wrap gifts and drink hot chocolate. So, yeah. Oh, I know something else I did. Oh gosh. I had told everybody at that auction, my side hustle that I do. We put everything on this online auction. Usually on Sunday, I put it on there and people vote. God, people bid on it locally until Thursday night. And then I have to calculate who got what and then, divide it all up and all this and tell them that they won. And and then Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, we meet over by the lake. Gosh, my nose is itching. I didn't take my time or my allergy medicine. If y'all are looking for a good one, I think it's called Advert. I think it's called Advert. And anyway, Mischief told me about it, and I am hooked on, well, not hooked on it, but I am like thoroughly not, I don't go very many days without it unless I forget. It really helps just my seasonal allergies without making me fall asleep. So usually if I don't take, or if I take allergy medicine, then I don't care what it is, even if it says non-drowsy, I'm still going to go to sleep. So yet another one of the great things that Mischief turned me on to, along with my peppermint tea and a couple other things. But so anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, so last week when we went to the sale, I had said, I'm not going to do the auction until after the first of the year. So, I'm coming back, y'all, but I'm going to be gone for a few weeks, like 3 or 4 weeks. For one thing, we pick up and it's over at the lake and it's at 10 o'clock in the morning. And let me tell you, it's cold. I mean, like the other day, it was in the 20s and that water, or, that air coming off of that water. Oh, Lord. And everybody kept saying, it feels like it's snowing, but it's not. Nothing was falling, but it looked and felt like a snowy day. And yet there was no snow. And then later on that day, it got up to like, I don't know, 40 something, it was still cold. And that shouldn't be that cold. So I don't know what was in the air. But yeah. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to do it this week. And then two of my major buyers, my biggest buyers, couldn't show up. So I was going to have to drive over there this weekend to deliver those. I mean, I could have them come here, but I don't, they live over there. I mean, I know it was not my fault that they didn't show up, but I'm like, well, if I go over there, there's this restaurant that we found that we really liked, and I can talk Mark into lunch. So, always thinking. But anyway, so this morning, on top of all this, getting 2 shows ready and Christmas shopping and all that, I loaded all the stuff on the auction site. And while I was still loading, it was selling. Some of it, people were bidding on it. So yeah. So y'all, if you have an online auction group in your, around in your neighborhood somewhere, really look into it. I literally make about anywhere from $200 to $400 a week on that. And sometimes not as much, but it averages out, average at least 300, and it has been more. It has been more than 4. So it's almost was almost 5, I think, once, just recently. So anyway, yeah, look into those. You just never know if you're looking to like get rid of some stuff, or if you like to go to garage sales and thrift stores and stuff, look around and see what you can get for like a little bit of nothing and resell it on the auction. So I haven't done the resale yet. I'm just trying to empty my house. So anyway, now I'm going to get on topic. But first I'm going to check in with it looks like just mods. I mean, I don't know if anybody's here that's not, or, if anyone here isn't a mod, but that's okay. They'll come in on the replay. Whoops. Because that happens a lot. So Julia O'Connor, I did it again. Julia O'Connell. I have got to, I wonder why I'm thinking about that kid that I graduated with. Maybe I'm like, you know, thinking about him for some reason, kind of a punk ass. I didn't really, I mean, I like him, but, you know, not that much. Jersey Jan is here. Good to see you. Carrie Bemis is here. She says, hey, everyone. I totally get this topic. Jason and I have had or, or have had to purchase 2 pet gates just to be able to put up a Christmas tree because of my dog, Rocco. Now, is that the bulldog? Because my bulldog sleeps too much to worry about the Christmas tree. Absolutely. Jan says, "Happy Hanukkah." Absolutely. Absolutely. Happy Vlogmas. John's here. Always so glad to see John and everyone. Yeah, you may have to change your name. I'll get it right, I promise. The thing is I absolutely know it. It's not my goodness, what is wrong with my blush? Y'all are probably having something to say about that. I can just imagine. Oh my word. Y'all, it's not coming off either. It's because I put that stinking, what do you call it on there that makes primer that won't let it go anywhere. Yeah. I'm a little, I'll just say I was flushed. How's that? It's not blush. I'm flushed. I've been running around. Yeah, the Real ID is easy to get. I just haven't. The thing is, here's my problem is I have got to go collect all the documents that I'm going to need because, okay, like I was born Susie K. Bowens, okay, but my parents got a divorce, and then my stepdad, Larry, my daddy, he raised me. Well, when I started school, they just called me Susie K. Thurman. Okay, so I was Susie K. Thurman. Then I got married, and I was Susie K. Caudell. All of this is not secret, y'all, because Jamie Thomas like blabbed it to the world, along with a few that aren't me. But anyway, so then I got a divorce, and then I married Mark. So now I'm Susie K. Oberholtz. So I have had Bowens, Thurman, Caudell, Oberholtz, 4 names. Well, I've tried to get the Real ID. To do that, I have to have my birth certificate, but then I have to have my transcript from school that says that I went to school by Thurman. And then I have to have my marriage license, my divorce, and my new marriage license. I think that's everything, plus anything else they need. So that's 5 documents right there when most people just need their birth certificate, maybe a marriage license or something. But yeah, so I need 5 right there instead of 1 or 2. Mark's easy. I'm like, go get it and you'll be done. He goes, well, I'm not going to fly anywhere till you're ready. I'm like, all right, whatever. I really did. I mean, he, if we had had him, we could have went to Alaska for about 3 weeks. Just, I mean, a couple weeks ago with his job, like, it would have paid for everything. But since we didn't have a way to go, then he couldn't take that job. It was a real easy job, and I think it was just for 4 or 5 days. It wasn't very long, but I was like, "Damn." So, anyway, okay, so let's see here. Julia O'Connell says Sammy, my Yorkie, does not bother the tree. It just happens my mom's cat knocked over her tree. Oh, wow. I was really afraid. None of my dogs have ever messed with the tree, ever. But I was afraid when we got the kitten, because I have a new kitten, and I just knew that Otis was going to mess with the tree. But he doesn't. He goes under the tree, and he won't be able to do that once I put all the gifts that I'm wrapping under it. But, well, he probably can because he can climb in there. But he never tries to get up in it, but he does sit here on the back of my chair and swat at the ornaments, and that's why I have shatterproof ornaments this year, thankfully. But it's kind of funny because he just keeps knocking off one of my granddaughters over and over, like 4 times he's knocked off that same ornament. Now, it is in basically the same place when I put it because I put hers and her husband's and their little babies, their boy, he's 3. But anyway, I put them all kinda together, but he's never knocked off Malachi or Kai's. It's always Kenzie's, so ugh, and never anybody else's. Never. Never anybody else's. So, I don't know. He's got a thing about Kenzie, I guess, bless his heart. He hadn't even met her. She hadn't been around since he got here. But okay, so we are going to get started. And the first thing I want to talk about, oh yeah, Rocco is the bulldog. I thought so. The first thing I want to talk about is cats and trees, which we're kind of already talking about. So Julia's mom's tree got knocked over by the cat. Is anybody else having any kind of cat mischief or any kind of cat mischief, honestly. But I had this little I made some little pictures. So I made this little picture of cats versus trees, y'all. I really thought that the little guy in the mug shot was cute. Knocked over the Christmas tree. I hope my little Otis gets chunky like that. I just love little chunky cats. Uh, anyway, so let's take that one down. And so, anyway, we're going to move on from there to dog stealing food. So, has anybody had any problems with dogs stealing food? Ours do that, not so much during the holidays. We're very careful to not let anything, be sitting out where they can't, where they can get to it. Let's see here. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that one. I just don't have the bandwidth for trolls today. So, yeah, we keep the food at, where they can't get to it. Now, it's gonna be interesting this year with, Otis. Well, actually, we're gonna eat at my daughter's, and so I won't have to worry about it because he doesn't get up on my counters, but I'm worried that he would if, if there was food up there because this cat is very food motivated. He would rather have people food than cat food, and I don't want him to do that, but then I'm awful bad about giving him stuff. So, we have discovered that he loves chicken, like grilled chicken. I give him, the part that's not got any seasoning or any no skin or anything, just the white meat chicken. I'll peel out of there and I'll give him a little bit of that. And which I don't really season stuff a whole lot because when I'm making it for my dad, he really don't want it. And then so I just mostly just season Marks because he likes it. The cat absolutely, absolutely loves turkey. He absolutely loves turkey. He likes any kind of potatoes. And let me think. Oh, last night he ate cornbread. I made chili and made cornbread. I was not giving him chili, but I did give him a little bite of cornbread, trying to keep him out of because I was sitting on the bed watching a movie, y'all, eating my cornbread and chili. So, because it was, it was getting later and everything, and Mark had already eaten. So, anyway, but I did give him some cornbread, and then he acted like he was still like, when I went and filled up his food bowl, he acted like he was starving, but he, like, took one little bite and then just went over and went to sleep, and I thought, "Yeah, I guarantee you that cornbread swelled up in his little belly." But you know what he doesn't like? Fish. So, he doesn't like shrimp. He doesn't like fish. Yeah, he doesn't like any of that. He doesn't even like that kind of cat food. I have to get, like, the lamb and turkey and stuff like that. He doesn't like fish. Strange. Uh, yeah, Sammy just wants whatever you're eating. Mm-mm. Goodness. Jersey says, "I've always had problems with our dogs stealing my food, especially my husky years ago." Goodness. Yeah, and that's bigger. They can reach stuff, right? Whenever I sit down to a meal, I have to share with the dog and the cat, especially if it's chicken or turkey. Yeah, I have just I mean, our dogs, they clearly want it, but they'll just sit there and wait for you. This cat, I have to like I'll be trying to eat with one hand if I'm sitting like in the chair, on the couch, or on the bed or something. Now, if I'm at the table, he's a little bit better. Which we're terrible. We don't always eat at the table because me and Mark a lot of times, especially right now because I'm doing shows every night, we don't always eat at the same time. Or we're just tired and so we just like sit in the living room. But anyway, yeah, I have to kind of try to eat with one hand and brace the cat away from me with the other. Uh, it's he's a I've never seen one that was so food motivated. My 2 love fish and seafood along with most everything else. Now, our dogs love it. They love fish and seafood. They'll eat it like crazy. There's a it's actually the grocery store in the town that's close to us, and Mark comes through it on the way home, and he will stop there sometimes on Thursday because he gets off early and pick us up something out of their deli, and their, like, fried catfish is better than I can cook at home and way easier 'cause it's already cooked. And we love their baked beans, their mashed potatoes and gravy are good, and they make this chocolate mousse thing that is, like, really good. I need to buy some. I think I'll buy some of that for Christmas for an extra dessert. So, yeah, I need to get that bought. But anyway, yeah, it's so weird that my cat doesn't like it, but my dogs do. So, let's see here. What is next? Okay, we already did that one. Oh, okay, I see now. The dogs opening gifts. Anybody have problems with your dogs opening the gifts? I have a problem with my cat or cats. I wrapped up all my mods gifts the other day, and I actually wrapped the ones that are going to Canada. The ones that I got that go in the States, I just did them from Amazon and had Amazon put them in some kind of a package, which was cheaper to mail them than it is if I mail them, which is ridiculous because I wanted to put them in pretty packages and mail them, but it is expensive to mail. So, anyway, but the ones that go to Canada, I got those all done. And the only one that I didn't have, like, wrapped and put in a box, right, was, um, Marilee's, and it's wrapped really pretty, or it was. It was, like, in pink, and it had, like, a pretty bow and had some little disco balls hanging off of it and just, I mean, pretty and ribbon, the whole bit. And I don't know where the disco balls went. The paper was half shredded off of it, so I have rewrapped it, and hopefully we can make it to the post office tomorrow. I haven't put it in a box yet, but I have found a box that it'll fit in. So, yeah. Ugh, it was just like terrible. Oh, how interesting. Sammy loves pasta sauce. We try not to give him the kind with garlic. It is toxic. Yeah. Yeah, it is. But I'm telling you, my dogs, they must have cast iron stomachs because they will eat anything. And I try not to give them stuff with garlic, but I know that there's going to be times when it happens. Yeah. Disco balls and ribbons, everything cats love. Absolutely. They were so cute. They were just dangling off of it. So I found some more, but I've never found those. I don't know what he's done with them. So yeah, I like these pictures with the dogs opening gifts. So that would be my cat. The dogs have never really done it. Now, that's because I've never, like, let them. I've never, some people will give their dogs wrapped gifts and teach them that they can only open the ones that they are handed. And, my daughter, she does that with her dog, and it's fine, works out great. But I've just never done it. I have just never done, because if I wrap something once, I can just see, while I'm in the midst of training, that these dogs are gonna just shred everything. And so I just have never done that, but I do think that it's an absolutely adorable idea. And, as we get older and stuff, I might do it, once Mark's home to help keep guard, once he's home to, from once he retires. Of course, he says he's gonna work another year. He hadn't signed a contract, but he, has told him that he'll work another year. But I'm really considering finding insurance that we can afford for me, and just, like, being like, "Nah, nah." We have worked so hard, and we have paid off our, all of our loans that we had given ourselves from our, stock accounts. We had bought stuff with our stock money, and so, yeah, we've paid it all off now, and so I mean, that money's gone, but at least it's paid. We don't have anything that we actually owe now. So now it just starts, hopefully, it just starts. Please don't let the stock market crash. But anyway, so hopefully it just starts building back up for us. So, because yeah, the stock guy that we had, we thought that he was like selling stuff to buy things when we bought things like our house and my car and Mark's truck. But no, he was just loaning the money to us from us. And so it's like shit. When we found that out, we're like, great, now we owe all this money. But yeah. I mean, I guess it's better to owe it to yourself than to owe it to somebody else, but still. Yeah. So anyway, let's see here. Ooh, when I had cats, they loved the bows and they would play with them for hours. Oh, Julia, that's so cute. I might give them, especially the cat, um, I might give him like some bows or something, whenever I get everything wrapped. I've thought about putting some bows and ribbon and stuff, not a bunch, but just a few in like a gallon Ziploc bag and where it's still got room and sealing it up and letting him like, bat it around and everything, kind of like he bats freaking mice. Every time it gets cold here, we end up with a couple of mice in our house. I think they come in the dog door, to be perfectly honest, which is just worries me to death because of like snakes coming in the summer or something. So far, knock on wood, no snakes, but knock on wood. But yeah, um, he catches them and he sits there like this and just bats them back and forth until the poor little things. I don't know if he scares them to death or if they have, like if they have a heart attack or if he just like exhausts them to the point that they just give up. So anyway, the other day he had done that to one. There's only been like, I think this was number 4 today out of several weeks now. But and 2 significant weather changes. But anyway, the other day I thought it was dead and I went to get it away from him. And about the time that I picked it up, the little shit moved. And I was just like, ooh, 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 ooh. I like was Mark. And then he was not up for helping me. So Jersey says, my dogs couldn't even unwrap their own gifts without help. Are they spoiled? Because mine are spoiled. They might have trouble too. So let's see here. Whoops. I gotta see. Oh, goodness. Oh, I see what the deal is. I am just not on my. Is this something? Yes. Pets breaking something expensive. Have y'all ever had pets that broke something expensive? Like this one's just a pillow, but this one is, a TV. And it's like, how is it my fault that you didn't properly secure it to the wall? Like a Game Boy, money. Yeah. Yeah. Has anybody had pets that like, have absolutely destroyed their stuff? Oh, I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Luckily. I mean, I'm sure that there's been something. Now, we haven't hung our stockings yet. Does that count? Because my grand dog, her name is Missy. She is oh, what is she? A labradoodle. And she eats socks. So I'm afraid she's going to eat my stockings, y'all. She always eats socks, and it's only mine. Megan is, she keeps her socks, I guess, behind closed doors or something hid. Well, I am terrible about laying on the bed at night and then just like kicking off my socks right before I go to sleep because I can't sleep if I have socks on. So every morning I get up, I pick up those socks, and they're usually like some kind of a fluffy, like Christmassy sock, not socks I've worn all day, but anyway, something I wear with my pajamas. So anyway, I usually get up and pick them up, but there's been a lot of mornings lately that I go to pick them up and there's no socks there. And I look all over the house and they're not there either. But then we realize that yeah, Missy has been here and then she poops them out. It's just, I mean, I don't take them back. I don't want them after she's, ingested them. But Megan's like, I'm going to owe you so many socks. And I'm just like, don't worry about it. It's not like you're sending her over to steal them. But speaking of which, This was funny. Speaking of like stealing stuff, years ago when my kids were young and I was still married to my first husband, and we lived out on this acreage, and we had a couple of neighbors. It wasn't very close, but we did have neighbors within where you could see them. So anyway, y'all, we had always had Dalmatians for years. We had Dalmatians, and this one was named Fudd. Now I didn't name him Fudd, but it ended up just like my favorite dog of all times. He was like he ate chili dogs. He ate everything. He would sleep with me because my ex-husband traveled with his job, and so he would sleep with me. And then, like, if my ex-husband came home during the night, he would like growl and not let my husband in the bed. Now he would let him in the next night, but not the night he like if he came in and I was already in bed asleep. Nope. So, but anyway, so this dog, he shows up with a spur, like like you wear with the cowboy boots if you ride horses and stuff. I mean, I don't usually wear them. I have, but they're really for like I don't know. I don't like them. But I mean, I know that there are reasons why some people wear them. But I have worn them just for the noise, but I don't generally wear them to jingle them. I just like how they jingle like if I'm walking and stuff. But so anyway, so this dog shows up with a fancy Mexican spur, okay, with silver on it. One. And I'm like, "Oh my god, who has he stole this from?" Because he was always stealing something, usually nothing important, you know. But and usually like from us or the people that lived right next door to us, which were like friends of ours, and they thought it was hilarious because he would like steal a dish towel or one day he drugged their potatoes home, a 5-pound bag of potatoes. He stole them. So anyway, he was a klepto. So anyway, I figured that the only one of all the neighbors that I was around, it had to be this one man that lived, a little bit behind us because he rode horses and all this. He was strange, but he did. So I take the spur and I go down to his house and I say, "I'm sorry. I think my dog has stolen this spur from you." And I was just wanting to return it. He swore up and down it was not his spur. Now, my dog did not wander off. I mean, we had plenty of property for the dog to stay on. Nobody, even within a couple of miles of us, would have been wearing that kind of a spur or any kind of a spur, but especially that one. And this guy was real like flamboyant with his clothes and everything for a quote unquote cowboy type. I didn't think he was much of a cowboy, but anyway, doesn't matter. So anyway, I took the spur back home and we were telling our friends about it. And so anyway, one of our friends made the joking remark. He was like, "Well, Fudd, if you're going to steal one, you might as well steal them both. What are we going to do with one spur?" The next day, the next day, he came with the other spur. So I then had two expensive Mexican spurs with all the silver and everything on them. And I was just like, "Oh my God." So back down to that guy's house I went, still swearing up and down it wasn't his. To this day, I don't know if it was. But I actually went to other neighbors and asked them because I mean these are probably $400 spurs. It wasn't like, something that they wasn't kids or just working spurs. These were fancy spurs. So anyway, nobody would claim the damn spurs, so I gave them to my dad for Christmas. Oh, and he's always been like, "I can't believe you gave me hot spurs." I said, "Oh, I'll take them back." He's like, "No, you're not taking them back." So yeah, I don't know. It is just, oh man. Ugh. Let's see here. Okay, I think this is where I was at. Yeah. Julia says, "Yes, my phone cord was chewed through by Harry, my nephew's dog." Oh man, we have lost some phone cords before. And those Apple phone cords are expensive. It's not cheap. Jersey said we had a Doberman that destroyed my father's work boot. No holiday stories though. Hey, whatever. That doesn't have to be a holiday. Julia says we had a dog when working at Windcrest Animal Hospital. He would eat thongs, like the shoe or the underwear. Jersey's laughing at that one. Yeah. So let's see here. I had to try to explain to the owner what happened to her underwear. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like I'm scared to death, y'all. I like try to keep the door shut to the bathroom. We have a hamper, but it's not covered. And I mean, she's a Labradoodle, so she's the size of a Labrador and a standard poodle. So she's big. She's not a tiny little cute dog. I mean, she's precious, but she's not like a little lap dog. She thinks she is, and she gets in my lap, and she gets in Mark's lap too, and he's like, "Ugh," you know. But anyway, yeah, I'm afraid she'll get in there and get my underwear, and then like I won't know, and she'll drag them off somewhere and eat them, and then, which is just ew, and then like she'll poop them out, and my son-in-law will see my underwear out in the yard or something. I'm just like, "Oh my god, she can have my socks, but she can't have my underwear." So, yeah. Oh my goodness, y'all. So, okay, so next I've got some, and I'm gonna apologize in advance. Somewhere along the line, I totally deleted one of these that I was supposed to be popping up, but it is going to be some Christmas pet safety. So I think it was actually supposed to go the opposite direction, but it don't matter. So stress and routine. Keep feeding and walk schedules as normal as possible. Give them a calm space to get away from the noise and watch for signs of stress. And that one is supposed to say hiding, pacing, or excessive licking. So, yeah. And have your vet's number and emergency clinic information available and clinic holiday hours ahead of time. You might even try to have the name because, like, if you go somewhere else for Christmas, it might be a good idea to have the name and number of an emergency clinic. I mean, even if it's not one that, like, even if you don't generally go to an emergency clinic, just have one, put it on a little piece of paper and put it in your wallet or, something. And if you go somewhere else, that way you've always got it. It's just a good idea to have that stuff close at hand in case dogs, you never know. And especially, I mean, like my in laws, my sister in laws, they bring their dogs to my mother in law's. And so do my nieces and nephews and, all that. So when we get over there, there's like, I don't know, about 6 dogs. We're literally the only one that doesn't bring our dogs. And it's just because they all live close enough that their dogs all know each other. And so we live like an hour away and our dogs don't know their dogs. And then I'd have to decide like which dog am I taking? We have 3. I'm certainly not going to take all 3. So I'd have to decide which one. And so it's just easier. We just leave them here or at, no, what happened? Nope, I'm back. But anyway, so yeah, keep that information, especially if you go somewhere besides your home. And so let's see what this last one is. Christmas safety. Boy, I hope I can read this. It's smaller than I thought. Gifts and wrapping. Yeah, pick up the wrapping paper, the tape, the bows, the strings immediately. Yeah. Store all that stuff securely, especially buttons and stuff like that, because you don't want the dogs to get it. Watch gift bags. Pets love to climb in them, and some of those gift bags are plastic. Like if it's for a larger gift, a lot of times they're plastic. So really watch that. Plus, just the fact that so many of them have glitter and everything on it. Just really, 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 you know, dogs. It's sparkly, right? So they're going to want to lick on that, and it can be very harmful. So plants, all the things that we love, like poinsettias and holly and mistletoe, are very, very dangerous for our pets. I have all that, but I have fake. I just have the fake because we always have dogs and a cat. I've had a Mark and I have had a cat for the last, well, 16, 17 years. The one that we had passed, but now we have another one. So, yeah, we've just always had fake plants that we put out as Christmas plants. So, yeah, guests and doors. Remind the guest to watch the doors and make sure that your dog does not slip out if it's not used to being out like in a fenced in backyard or something. And have a quiet room in case your pet gets over anxious or whatever. Even if you're at somebody else's house, they need to have somewhere that they can go, that they can kind of settle down. Um, that can mean out in the backyard if it's fenced or something, but it may just mean, putting them in a room where they're away from all the rest of them and just have a minute. I mean, I need a minute sometimes. Sometimes it gets so, like, noisy and everything at my in-laws that I'll actually I literally, I'm not kidding here, I will go to the bathroom. There's a bathroom. Their house is huge, but anyway, there's a bathroom at the back of their property past the office and the sunroom and out by the garage, but it's inside. And I always go to that bathroom, and sometimes I'll just go in there and just breathe. I'll just go in there and count, or breathe or just kind of like cool off because I get really like hot and clammy if I get nervous, and I am very socially awkward, y'all. Like, you wouldn't think that, I don't think, because I do have this channel and I talk to so many people in a day's time. But I'm sitting in my house and there's nobody here right now but me. But you put me in a room with even 4 or 5 people that, I don't know extremely well, and even sometimes people that I do know absolutely great, that I have known my whole life. And I'm very introverted and quiet, and you wouldn't think it probably, but I really, really am. You know, my mom, she was always like, protecting me because people would be like, "What's wrong with Susie? Why isn't she talking?" And she's like, "She just gets quiet, sometimes she just gets quiet." They're like, "Oh, Susie talks all the time." Because I do one on one, but not 10 on one. And sometimes my family's celebrations in the past have been more like 20 or 30 people, and then me. And I'm just like, ugh, not liking it. So yeah, have places for them, to have to escape. Because I think I'm like a dog, y'all. I just cannot take all the stress of it all. So what is the whoops, sorry. Someday I'm gonna line up good so I hit the right ones. I had a min pin that would steal underwear and hide it under the bed, and I didn't know about it. So when movers came and moved my bed, there was my underwear. Oh no. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh yeah. See, that's like something that would happen to me. I can absolutely see it. I keep looking around like, where are my dogs? Because I don't trust them. But y'all, I have had a really good time. I hope you have too. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here and do a little bit of stuff before the show starts at 7. So please come back here at 7 Central, whatever time that is for you. We're going to talk to Jan, and John's going to be here with me too. And I might actually try to fix my hair and get rid of this monstrosity, but I might not. I kind of like it. And my hair did not want to do what it was supposed to do today, so I thought, well, we'll just cover it up. And I've got my favorite shirt on. It says, "Here comes Amazon." Here comes Amazon. Here comes Amazon right down my driveway. So now that I should have left it because that'll be tomorrow that Amazon shows up with everything. Oh, Lord. So anyway, y'all be here with us tomorrow. Yeah, you love my shirt. Yeah, I had a friend make it, John. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys back at 7. I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing up for all these Vlogmas things. It's been fun. I'll talk to you guys in just a little bit.
Hope you enjoyed the show, so glad you were here. We meet here most days, we're but first coffee and you're welcome here. We talk about hard subjects, but we also laugh a lot. If you have a loss or win, we will cheer for you. We're but first coffee and you are safe here. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. You don't wanna miss a show, because this is your home to y'all. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. You don't wanna miss a show, because this is your home to y'all. So hit those like and subscribe buttons.